The South Today Bulletin, proudly brought to you in association with MoleMap, the skin cancer detection specialists.
Tonight on the South Today, a Queenstown food bank is in crisis as recent funding cuts put essential community support under threat. Otago's brightest and most athletic young minds showcase their speed in Dunedin, both on their feet and in math. And demolition work on an Invercargill building makes steady progress, with a new hotel taking shape. Kia ora, good evening. I'm Hannah Wilkins. A Queenstown-based food rescue charity is calling for help after facing funding cuts from the government. Kiwi Harvest has been providing extra food to those in need around the local community for years, but now needs a lifeline themselves.
Delivering food is a daily job for Gary Huff, but after 5 years of helping out the Queenstown community, food rescue charity Kiwi Harvest now needs the favour returned. While the government announced almost $25 million over 2 years to support the community food sector, some groups like Kiwi Harvest are missing out. The Wakatipu charity previously received government funding through an $11 million program during the COVID-19 pandemic, but funding for those programs across the country was cut to just over $1 million a year in the budget, meaning Kiwi Harvest Queenstown is unable to afford the facility rent at their depot in Glenda Drive.
It's no longer feasible for us to continue, so we have a quite tight time frame with our lease running out to relocate our depot, so we're able to kind of maintain the capacity and levels we're running at.
The Queenstown branch diverted more than 120,000 tonnes of food away from landfill over the past year. Director of Salvation Army Community Ministries Andrew Wilson says, if Queenstown's Kiwi Harvest is unable to find a new warehouse space, it'll have a massive impact on both the community as well as charities like Baskets of Blessing and Happiness House.
They support us by providing us food twice a week, and we use that food to support upwards of 100 people each week.
Kiwi Harvest is planning to relocate to the new Wakatipu community hub in Frankton behind Countdown, but that could be years away. In the meantime, the charity is asking for the public's help in raising $50,000 to set up a temporary depot. In Queenstown, the South Today.
A 94-year-old was left injured after his small plane crashed into a paddock on the Taieri Plains late yesterday. The plane came crashing down in a field beside Dukes Road North on Thursday afternoon, just a kilometre from the Otago Aero Club airfield. An ambulance and 2 rapid response vehicles attended the scene, along with 2 fire crews. The 94-year-old pilot was transported to Dunedin Hospital in a moderate condition. It's still not clear whether he was trying to land or take off the plane at the time. The crash is now being investigated by the Civil Aviation Authority. It's not often you find yourself trying to keep the speed of your problem solving up with your feet, but some young brainiacs have been doing exactly that. Otago's smartest and sportiest pupils gathered in Dunedin for the Junior Omathlon yesterday, showing off their top speeds along with their math skills.
Pupils pushing their minds and bodies to the limit, combining the world of athletics with mathematics. Loud roars from the crowd filled Dunedin's Edgar Centre on Thursday afternoon, cheering on the 9 hours of fierce competition that took place in the 2023 Junior Omathlon. More than 1,000 school pupils from across Otago attended the event, gassing themselves out mentally and physically to finish as many mathematical problems as they could in 30 minutes.
And they go up to the marker, get their question, they run back to their team, and the team solves it, and then they come running back up to the marker, who then tells them if it's right or wrong. And they just keep doing that over and over again. There's 30 questions to get through in 30 minutes.
There were 6 events for pupils from years 5 to 10, with each event having 35 teams going head to head. Otago Mathematics Association Secretary Daniel Kelly estimates each team was running around 2.2 kilometres during the race.
I think it's the excitement of competing, and also the mixture of having to solve maths problems and also and do the running. It's like that sort of mixture. It's like the krypton factor sort of, you know, style where they're having to do physical and mental work.
The top places were won by a range of different Dunedin school teams, each taking home a graphics calculator for their efforts to continue on with their academic journey. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Frustrations are rising for some Queenstown residents as drivers resort to desperate measures. That's included blocking access to homes as motorists try to find free parking in the busy resort town.
The desperate car parking situation in downtown Queenstown is spreading to nearby residents, leaving many fed up with people parking across their driveways. Longtime local Sue Ross says in the past month alone, she's had 3 separate incidences of cars blocking the driveway to her Brisbane Street home, 1 car parking outside her house for a full 8 hours. Ross believes the recent introduction of paid parking along Park Street, Coronation Drive and Queenstown Gardens car park has led to vehicle owners resorting to rash measures to get free parking. She believes the ongoing roadworks for the arterial bypass have also added to the problem. The Queenstown Lakes District Council claims the roadworks has only removed short-term parking, which shouldn't affect those working downtown. It also says the council recently added 150 new car parks in the town centre. In Queenstown, the South Today.
Streets across the country were blooming with pretty flowers and smiling faces today as the Cancer Society's annual Daffodil Day got underway.
The fundraiser saw a sea of yellow on the Dunedin streets as volunteers sold bunches of the flowers, raising money for the Cancer Society. 82-year-old Agnes Walls is currently facing her second bout of breast cancer, 13 years after her original diagnosis. She attends the Daffodil House in Dunedin, where cancer patients get together for group activities, also sharing their stories so they don't face their illness alone.
It's like one big family. You get to know everybody, and everybody's cancer is different, but you're all needing the same support.
The Daffodil House is one of many support systems put in place by the Cancer Society to help cancer patients that aren't possible without fundraisers like Daffodil Day. More than 2,000 volunteers were on the Otago and Southland streets on Friday in an effort to sell almost 200,000 bright yellow daffodils throughout the day. In Dunedin, the South Today.
An old Invercargill building is steadily being transformed into a new 4.5-star hotel near the centre of town. The Esk Street site has been stripped right back with a lot of work to go before it resembles a distinction hotel.
Invercargill's old Menzies building is a shell of its former self, with renovation work making good progress. Contractors have been stripping out the inside of the former commercial building, transforming it into the country's newest distinction hotel. Project manager Hayden Rankin says most of the demolition is complete. The next step will be removing the old building's exterior once the new facade arrives early next year.
The facade's the main one, being constructed out offshore, so making sure all the design elements and the shop drawings all fall together. So once we start even the first floor, the relief will come off once you see that going, because after that it's quite a quick process to go up the building.
The building's largely been stripped back to its concrete foundations while strengthening took place, as well as the removal of asbestos. But there's still plenty of work to be done, including cutting out a third lift shaft through 7 floors of concrete and replacing the 2 operating lifts. The hotel plans will also see an extra floor added to the top of the building, plus 2 extra floors on the lower southern wing. The completed hotel is set to include 150 rooms, together with a downstairs bar and restaurant.
It'd be good to see it finished, yeah, especially for the client. He's pretty eager to do something in Invercargill, so he's born and bred and pretty keen to have one of his hotels in his hometown.
The row of buildings opposite the Menzies building are also set for demolition. They'll be developed into staff accommodation and a 3-storey car park. It's hoped the new Distinction Hotel will be ready to open by late 2024. In Invercargill, the South Today.
FI Yakane still to come on the South Today. With the South Dunedin building centenary looming, residents are getting creative for a competition, and a Southland primary school that's looking to shape the next generation of Kiwi filmmakers.
risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
My mate John's taken the extra prices this weekend, so you'll save big, really big, giant savings! Plus, pay it off with over 36 months interest-free.
And my mate John.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Aero, used by Australia's top bowlers with their unique Z-scoop grip that redefines the game. Machined with robotics for unparalleled accuracy, Aero, same line, every time.
Here at Age Concern Otago, we offer a range of services to support Otago seniors to age well with dignity and independence. We provide social work support, visiting service, health promotion and social activities. Check out what we have on offer at ageconcernotago.com.
Tēnā koe, welcome back. An historic South Dunedin building is catching the eyes of some local residents with its centenary, inspiring people to get creative for a competition.
The St Clair Esplanade has raised this temporary yellow flag above its building in hopes of sparking interest from the public and creating a design to fly high above the structure. It's part of a competition organised by the historic Hydro building, encouraging people to design a distinctive flag and come up with a permanent replacement. Judging panel member Pat O'Neill feels the St Clair flag design competition is a great opportunity to bring the community together.
It just brightens up the neighbourhood and gives it a sense of place and the spirit of the ocean and all those things.
The winner of the competition will receive $1,000 worth of vouchers for businesses in the Hydro building and a physical copy of their own flag, with entries closing in late November. In Dunedin, the South Today.
One Southland primary school could be helping shape the next generation of Kiwi filmmakers, with the pupils creating their own big screen movie. The project's involved nearly 300 children over the last 7 months, with final shooting now underway.
Action!
It's a battle of the ages for the grand finale of this one-of-a-kind school project. Winton School decided rather than doing their usual stage production this year, they were keen for the pupils to create their own full-length feature film. Titled The Great Sword of Iskall, this Lord of the Rings style project has involved all of the school's pupils. It's been a huge project, with shooting carried out across 35 days over the last 7 months. The young filmmakers have been taking advantage of the stunning southern scenery all around the region, filming from as far east as the Catlins, right across to Fiordland.
It's been a huge undertaking. The community have been absolutely fantastic. The staff, my wife, a special shout out to her, she's made all the costumes.
Wadsworth's been principal at Winton School for over a decade, and spent last year on sabbatical writing a script and scouting for possible locations. He admits it's a pretty ambitious undertaking for a primary school, but believes they have the passion and technical know-how to make it a success.
Hanging around and waiting and action and resetting and breaks and so forth is all very messy, but when they see the final product as a smooth movie with a storyline, I think a lot of them are going to be blown away.
The feature film project is costing more than $20,000. But the generosity of local residents and volunteers have enabled the crew to bring the whole school community on board, creating a memorable and unique experience for the children.
It's inspired me to continue on this path of filming and making movies.
It's been cool getting to see what Sam's been doing and stuff, public, walking around the camera.
It is a bit weird when we're walking around in public trying to get to the
place, and then everyone's just like
staring at you, be like, that's not normal.
Wadsworth says he wanted the kids to appreciate all the work that goes on behind the scenes to create a feature-length film. The movie is due to premiere at the Invercargill Christian Centre in mid-November, with a special red carpet screening planned so the pupils and the whole community can celebrate all their hard work. In Winton, the South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. Queenstown's Kiwi Harvest is pleading for help from the public after severe funding cuts from the government. Smart and sporty pupils from around Otago gathered in Dunedin, showing off their speed in the Junior Omathlon. And works on transforming the Menzies building into the new Distinction Hotel in Invercargill is making steady progress. And time now for a look at the weather.
The South Today weather, proudly brought to you by MoleMap, the skin cancer detection specialists.
Looking at the situation, colder southwesterly airflow will spread over the region later tomorrow with some snow flurries to low levels tomorrow night. Then clearing weather on Sunday will bring the chance of significant frosts overnight. Heading to the top of the South Island, well, it's going to be gorgeous through here with 15 in Nelson, 14 in Cloudy and Greymouth and a lovely 18 degrees with northerlies in Christchurch. Travelling to South Canterbury and North Otago, high cloud with nor'westerlies through these parts tomorrow with 17 in Ashburton and Timaru, while Uamaru gets up to 16 degrees. Heading westwards to the Central Lakes, westerlies with showers through here tomorrow, by numbers up to 13 in Queenstown, 14 for Wanaka and enjoy your 15 degrees in Alexandra. Heading further south, well, it's a bit of a different story through here tomorrow with rain and sou'westerlies inbound. So Gore and Balclutha will get up to 10 tomorrow, but the Catlin's getting that cool weather late in the day. You'll get up to 14 degrees first. Across to Invercargill, showers and down to 7 tonight. Saturday's looking a bit wet, wintry showers and gusty winds with a high of 10. Then Sundays, more of the same really, with cold sou'westerlies, showers and a high of 8. And finally heading to Dunedin, cloudy tonight with northerlies and down to 9. Tomorrow's looking partly cloudy and warm at first with 15 before a late cool change brings late showers and biting winds. Then Sunday's a wintry feeling day with 8 degrees at its best with sleet, hail and showers all on the cards to wrap up the weekend. And that's the news this Friday. For the latest news and videos from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz. You can follow Channel 39 on YouTube to catch our news bulletins on demand, and you can also follow us on Facebook. Just search for the South Today NZ to see our favourite stories from around the regions. We'll see you again next week. Mā te wā.
Public interest journalism funded through New Zealand On Air.